It used to be we could look at a sticker on the back of our vehicle to see. They don't even give us stickers anymore. So it's even harder for somebody like me to keep track, right? But I mean, all of my vehicles were insured. We have one insurance contract for everything. So I'm not going to get the $3,500 fine, whatever. But the Calgary City Police set up an enforcement operation where these cameras were reading people's license plates in real time, right? And then they were pulling over anybody that had forgotten to register their vehicle in the appropriate amount of time. To me, it's almost like just like a dry run for, complete totalitarian control, right?
Combined with facial recognition, so that when you drive your car into town and you get out, now the cameras are tracking you, so they know where you're going too.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So anyway, I get pulled over, and, and I have to say the young constable that came up to the window of my farm truck was a really nice young gentleman. And, very fresh faced, and oh my God, they're making them young now, right? Whatever, right? But a really nice guy.
It's a funny thing, Jeff, that they get younger as we get older.
I know, isn't that odd? Like, it's just so strange. But anyway, he comes up to the window. He's I don't want to call him a kid, very nice young police officer. And he comes up to the window of my truck and he says, this is what's going on. We're doing a license plate enforcement operation. Your truck hasn't been registered. And I said, oh, well, it wouldn't surprise me. Here's my license, insurance, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I said, yeah, there's no doubt my registration's out of whack. I'll get it sorted out tomorrow, whatever. Thank you. And he said, well, you seem to be in a really good mood today. He said, what's going on? I said, I am in a really good mood today. I said, the Oilers are in the playoffs. They're doing really well. And I just came from a really fun meeting where I was talking. This young constable goes, I know, he says, we're talking about it too. We're really excited about it. He's talking about his fellow police officer. And I said, well, I bet you're really excited about it because it's going to mean like a 20. I said, I've seen some model, police, firemen, nurse pay stubs. I said, that's going to mean like at least a $20,000 a year pay raise for you. He says, I know. He says, we're all talking about it. We think it's great. Right. So, I mean, like if rank and file police officers, are talking about how much better their pay packets are going to look in an independent Alberta, I suspect that the powers that be are going to have a much harder time tamping down, this movement than they're expecting. Like I read an article this morning where that despicable Trudeau liberal Jason Kenney, who locked us all in our homes and destroyed Alberta businesses and literally drove suicides across the province with all of his horrible lockdown orders and all the businesses and families that he destroyed, right? So Jason Kenney, oh yeah, I've, this is horrible. Like just talk to Nancy Southern at ATCO, and we're really concerned that, we're losing business because, people from Korea are, think that Alberta is going to be landlocked and they're not going to be able to get their products out of Alberta and whatever else, right? And of course, Jason Kenney, being a federalist who has, ambitions to replace Pierre Poilievre, he doesn't want to see Alberta leave. I mean, how's he going to buy votes in Quebec unless he has our money, right? So, him and Nancy Southern, oh yeah, this is really bad. I mean, I'd like to look into how many federal subsidies Nancy Southern and ATCO get, incidentally, right? But oh yeah, our Korean and Japanese clients are really worried about how they're going to get their product out.